Shit. Give me a new setup for real, for real. What's good, chat? I am back. Give me a new setup for real, for real. Alright. I like it. I got the lamp in the back. There's some old balloons right there for aesthetic. Uh, yeah. Now y'all can actually see my face for real, for real. I mean, like better, you know. Let's see. Let me do this real quick. Got my Fire TV over there. Look at some Fire TV. Alright. Just waiting. Making sure I'm online on both platforms. YouTube and Kick. Alright. That'll just be a minute. Probably not just 1 minute, but you know. I don't know, I mean, I won't be long. Let me see. What's the funny thing about Fire TV? Like they can say like we can't detect your remote, right? But then like I can use the same remote and then click OK on that same like notice when they say can't detect your remote. It's actually really funny. Not really like funny, but it's like kind of funny, but like you don't laugh. You know what I'm saying? All right, today. All right, let me share a tab with you real quick, chat. Look on some big news, you know? Add this to my queue. If y'all know anything about FouseyTube, you know that this dude is crazy, has always been crazy. You know, but now, apparently, according to Jamari, my boy Jamari, his nightmare has gotten even worse. Which I mean, I thought it probably couldn't get any worse after he was put into custody, and like he got handed over to some sort of mental health or mental facility, and apparently it can get worse. I don't know. Apparently it can get worse. Chat. It can get worse. I don't know. You just mute. I'm quite literally muting myself right now. What the heck? I have to just make sure that I'm live on both YouTube and Kick. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm looking out for y'all. All right, I'm looking out for y'all. All right, make a quick post on my IG. I'm gonna make sure for y'all that I'm gonna make a new going to make a new what the hell you call it make a new IG that's just gonna have all my channel stuff on it. It's gonna have like new releases, video releases, content releases, everything like that. Everything that has to do with the channel on Kick and YouTube, that's gonna be there. All right, making sure y'all know. Live on YouTube. Bear with me, chat. I'll be just a minute. And if y'all are here right now, don't be afraid to drop a sub. It really helps me out since I'm really just starting my journey out on YouTube. It'd be great to have a first follower on Kick and it reach like 5 subscribers on YouTube. I'm saying I'm just starting out on here. You feel me? It really helped me out. It really helped me out, guys. All right, chat. Let's get to it. Just made the announcement. Hopefully, some more viewers filing in. I think I might go for about an hour this time. And I gotta get a great content lineup. Gotta get a bunch of All right. What y'all feel like looking at today, chat? What do y'all feel like looking at, chat? Oh, here's an interesting one. A YouTuber using his. Hold on, let me share my tab real quick with y'all, chat. So you can see everything. You share a screen. The YouTuber using his son's blood to age backwards? Oh my gosh, dude. I've seen some crazy things on the internet, but like that's really crazy, dude. This YouTuber risks his life for imprisonment. I'll just be checking out Skip Bayless's new Undisputed was a disaster. I had to queue. Speed wins Variety Streamer of the Year. Good for you, Speed. Good for you. Shark Tank Scar Stamps scams millions from former contestants. Is this Hoops Life? Demigod. Let's save that to watch later because I might start making videos like live streaming whatchamacallit. What was it? Roblox. Like Roblox basketball games. You know what I'm saying? Growing the content. You feel me? I'm saying growing the content. Let me get my mouse. All right, chat. Y'all ready? Let's get into this. Man caught red-handed smoking weed in virtual courtroom. Oh my gosh. 2K24. Every king is looking bad. He became a viral rapper to prove it's easy. Quavo most expensive sandwich. Yeah, we gonna have to check that out today. We gonna have to check that out. No cap. Spider-Man balling at home. That sounds sick, dog. Angles. Quabble Cobb hit rock bottom. Yeah, I heard it. Wasn't that dude like a creep? What not? I heard he. I heard he was a creep. No, not. I didn't even get his channel back. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you even allow somebody like morally decrepit back on your platform? Because I know I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Man, I go to like Twitch or like freaking Kick or something, or some other like video platform that allows that or that doesn't care. Well, I'm just checking something real quick, chat. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. I'm feeling you. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. I'm feeling you. Um, it's a body rock song by Most Def and Tash. I think it's just Most Def and Tash. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right. No further ado, let's hop into this Fousey Tube situation. Y'all made it this far into the stream. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, hit that follow button. If you're on Kick, show your boy some love. Let's get into this. This is about to be so much fun, y'all. I'm so happy to be back with y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Let's get to it. The never-ending nightmare of Fousey 2. Let's do it.
So over the last week, FouseyTube has once again found himself to be involved in some massive drama, and he also might possibly be in trouble with the law. Previously, we talked about how Fousey is pretty much on this never-ending cycle of building himself up to these massive proportions just to tear himself down in a very public fashion. It's like right when he gets his grimy little hands around the slightest bit of clout, the slightest bit of internet fame, and especially money, is the exact moment that he begins to self-destruct. Now I actually have a ton of clips to show you guys today, but I thought I would start with this one because it really does show you how he begins to act and treat other people once his ego gets so inflated. I mean, at this point, it's almost like the Grinch's heart, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Obviously, he had been doing his thing with the live streams, and like many other streamers out there, he began to have problems with doxing, swatting, and just general harassment from people watching his streams. Now in this first clip, you're gonna see his
I mean, I don't know, if you're like a really big streamer or something, that might be normal, you know? Like, not normal to always be in controversy, but like, to have some controversy along with a huge platform like that, I'd say that's fairly normal.
his reaction to someone calling a restaurant he was eating at, pretending like they were gonna make the place explode. Watch as he has no sympathy at all for this waitress.
Getting threats? Do you want us to leave? I can't turn it. I'm not doing anything. I could leave.
Somebody, here's what happened. Somebody drove by and saw him, yelled at him, and he put it over to him.
I'll leave. It's okay. You seem like you're gonna cry. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
And that's not what it is, and I don't
What?
Nobody's doing a threat, man. Wake up. Nobody's doing a threat. It's a 13-year-old at home trying to scare you. Don't cry. Somebody called in a threat in 2018 and made me lose millions of dollars. They're doing this to me, not you guys. I don't want the food, by the way, and I'm not paying for it. It just came out. No. This restaurant. I don't want the food.
And you see how he wants her to have all the understanding in the world for him?
Wow.
Like, oh yeah, I know this all sounds sketchy, I know my explanation is pretty much just stupid to anyone who doesn't really understand internet culture. And then he wants to turn around and have absolutely no understanding for her. It's like he can't wrap his mind around why this woman would be scared if someone's calling her restaurant saying they're gonna make it go boom. And you guys notice how now that he has a little bit of money, he's now rocking the Cuban chain jewelry, he's spending money on designer clothes.
Not gonna lie, chat. That Cuban link joint is got the little diamonds in it. Get that. One day I want a white gold Cuban link chain, you know what I'm saying? Some diamonds in it, feel me?
It's just apparent to me that this is a very materialistic man right here. He's also the type of person that just makes decisions pretty much on a whim, with some of them being pretty life-changing, like right here where he fired everyone on his team.
Everybody did?
Hold on, before we go. Just so you guys know I'm not lying. You and Nadeem, fire everybody. Everybody. If they're on payroll, fire them. They don't get a 2-week notice. They don't get a severance package. They don't get a recommendation to any other businesses or anything. They can go f themselves.
So like we said, he's in this self-destructive cycle, and part of that always seems to be
Dude, he's an asshole.
distancing himself from pretty much everyone that he's close to. And to me, it's like this guy is almost always blaming anyone that he can for.
Yeah, man, he has no self-responsibility. You feel me? I mean, like, come on, bro. Man up. I mean, not Jamari. Not Jamari. I'm talking about Fusi.
For his own downfall. He points a finger at her, he points a finger at him, when really he just needs to look into the mirror and realize that he's the one f***ing himself up time and time again. If
you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. Those are famous words by Michael Jackson, bruh. Rest in peace, man. The king of pop. I think that's the music that he made. Rest in peace, anyways.
you're out here spending time
He's a legend.
with Sneeko of all people, your career is gonna rapidly go like this.
Yeah.
In this clip right here, he started spending some time with the Island Boys and that one kid that kept coming out and kissing them.
Yeah.
And Fusi is actually so terrible
It's weird.
that he has me siding with that kid.
Baby said, hey,
Oh.
you're a little bitch.
Nah, bro. I'd be cussing him out. As soon as he throws that water on me, I'm cussing him out, bro. I'm like, I'm taking a key, unlocking, cursing him out.
Keep in mind, guys, he came into this guy's house and started acting like this, splashing him with water and even smacking him up.
Oh, he came into the kid's house? That's a kid. He came into this kid's house and started smacking him up, bro. That's a case, bro. Especially if he's under 18, bro. That's a whole case, bro.
I'm 33 years old. And but yo, get me some water bottles, Sean. Give me some.
You're lucky I have any friends with your security.
Hey, now we can't box. There's a whole.
You box like a bitch too.
I slapped the dog shit out of you. I slapped the dog shit out of you.
You punch like a.
I slapped you, dog. 5 fingers to the face.
You punch like a bitch.
So clearly Fusi was out of control, and there began to be this running theme on his stream, where he started to pretty much bully anyone who was much smaller than him. And just another clip right here of him acting like an angry
Dude, he's an asshole, bro. He's a freaking asshole, bro. Imagine if like Dwayne Johnson came out, bro. Came pull up to his house, man. Bro, Fusi would go into hiding, dog. Hold on. Let me look something up real quick. How tall? I'm gonna use Alexa real quick. Doesn't matter. How tall is Dwayne Johnson? Dwayne Johnson is 6'5". How tall is Fusi Tube? He's 5'10". How much does Dwayne Johnson weigh? How much does Dwayne Johnson weigh? Okay, 6'5", 262 pounds. That is monstrous, Chad. That is monstrous. How much does Fusi Tube weigh? How much does Fusi Tube weigh? All right, I'm gonna have to trust the Google for this one. How much does Fusi Tube weight? All right, so he's about 180. Okay, Chet. Now picture this, bro. You have this 6'5", 262-pound man versus a 5'10", 180-pound man, dude. Keep in mind, Dwayne Johnson was a former wrestler. Yeah. Those two are in a boxing match or a fighting match. Fusi's getting clobbered, bro. Yeah, man.
Angsty 12-year-old making fun of a mall cop just trying to do his job.
Oh, Pop Blart. Pop Blart. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Sir, how you doing? I saw you in the movie.
Wow.
You were in the movie, Paul Blart. Mall cop.
Like, my guy, who are you to try and shit on anyone else's appearance? When you are 40 years old, wearing a shiesty mask, you're missing a tooth from your nasty-ass veneers, and you were so insecure about going bald that you tattooed on your hairline multiple times. Like, honestly, dude, your head looks like a f***ing bicycle seat. And here's just another example of Fusi bullying someone smaller than him. This guy, Neon, seemed to be his target over and over again. Not saying I'm really standing up for him. I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy first got fame for faking his own death. So it's a bunch of classy individuals that Fusi is dealing with here.
I swear to God on my life, I am signing with Kid. I'm gonna be #1 on Kid, dunking over Aiden. If you keep this shit up, wallahi, you're never gonna be on my streams ever again. Wallahi, go get clapped from somebody else.
I don't
Oh
need
wait,
anyone.
they're not streaming, they're
I don't
sleeping.
need anyone.
Yes, you do.
I
Rob.
don't.
If you have to say, wallahi, I'm humble, you're not humble. You be humble by showing how humble you are. By inviting a stranger to your house and saying, eat my food before I took a bite.
Bro, Fusi's probably spitting all over this dude.
And he would pretty much continue to beat this guy up time and time again on his stream. Pretty much made him his punching bag. And here this man Fusi gives a lecture to his security guard about the behind the scenes problems of these different YouTubers and TikTokers.
Drunk? Hey, you f***ing off my Every YouTuber loves that, I don't know why. Every YouTuber.
Bro, he's lecturing his security guard about drug problems and whatnot. When he's literally like the #1 streamer in the news for having problems like that, bro. It's kind of, you know. Alright, let's get back to this.
That I know, I could expose so many. They love doing off their penises.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds like a whole lot of projection to me. I mean, I don't doubt the idea that a lot of scumbag YouTubers out there are doing degenerate things. But once he starts to bring up the pay for play, we know you're talking about yourself, Fousey. We know the problems that you've had for years. And look at the security guard here. He's just like, what the f*** am I doing with my life?
That's crazy.
And this is where the drama kind of stops and the problems with the actual law begin. I told you guys that Fousey had been getting swatted by random trolls. Something I think nobody, even somebody as sick as him, deserves. But in this clip right here, it's hard to feel bad for him anymore because this man actually went out of his way to swat himself.
Send the cops. Send the cops. There's a in my head right now. There's a in my head. Oh, ma'am, he left. Ma'am, he left. There's a in my head. Help, get them. Help, bye. Ma'am, Intercontinental, what's my room number? Help, tell me.
And to me, it's just like, dude, you're gonna end up wasting so many people's time and so many public
there could have been people that could have been saved, like for real. Instead of you just being a asshole. Like, come on, Fousey. You're better than this.
Sources that he should absolutely face a massive fine. And apparently this guy right here was actually trying to dox Fousey for weeks, and I guess he's the one that made Fousey kind of lose his marbles. I'm not even gonna give him his 15 minutes of fame by showing his calls with the police, but just know that he is actually a much worse person than Fousey in this whole situation. Now here's the clip where Fousey actually gets taken in.
He's a stalker.
Okay, and who is this guy?
I don't know.
So how do you want us to look for him if you don't know where he is?
I have his address.
What is his address?
I said grab my security 20 minutes ago. You guys are dumb as man. You guys are literally dumb as.
So obviously that's no way to talk to the police when they're just trying to help you. And honestly, most of them probably just think this shit is stupid. I mean, the fact that there's YouTubers and streamers and other online content creators out there that think they're above the law or they should get some type of special treatment because they see themselves as some sort of celebrity is just gonna be absolutely ridiculous to the common man. And like, if this was me in this position and I was the police, it would almost make me want to go out of my way to not help you. Like, you don't bite the hand that's trying to feed you, dude.
Oh, hey, record this. Security, come in here now. Yo, for my protection, come in here. He can't come in? Y'all are. I'm suing all y'all. My life is in danger and you arrest a Palestinian Muslim who's viral? Are y'all dumb or are you stupid? Do you like your job? You're. Hey!
Not Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, what?
And as they're taking him out the room there, he starts to chant, "Free Fousey, free Fousey, free Fousey." Here we have a clip of Sneeko talking about the arrest situation.
A lot of people who've been paying attention said that this is like the 4th time this happened, that he gets all the way up, goes all the way back down, all the way up, all the way down. How can he turn that, because his whole thing is like, it's going to crash. How can he sustain this?
But when he goes up though, this is the farthest he's ever went up.
And that is absolutely not true. This is not the farthest that he's ever went up. I don't think that people truly understand like the magnitude that was Fousey back in the day. I mean, right now he might have like this little niche clout within this streamer community that's actually pretty small in the grand scheme of things. Before, I would say he was on a more mainstream level and was getting way better opportunities. Like, he actually had a chance to maybe become an actor one day, or become someone more notable than like an internet celebrity.
Like, this is the farthest he's ever won up, and
It's not true.
I mean, in my head, if I was in his position, I just can't put myself in his position right now. If I heard the number $30 million,
Not a real number.
$30 million to just not f up and just, yo, you can sign this tomorrow, or in a week if you just don't f up. That would click in my head, like the words $30 million. I'd be like, oh.
For those of you guys that don't know, he's talking about this alleged kick deal that Fousey had on the table, and all he had to do was not f up. You hear a lot of rumblings coming from the Rumbles and the Kicks of the world. Oh, they're offering this person 10 million, they're offering him 5 million. I think a lot of it is a whole bunch of bull. They throw these figures around so they can make headlines, but they're not paying Fousey $30 million for this stream. And I actually did want to take a moment to remind you guys how quickly Fousey's personality changes, and how just very recently he had actually become a pretty likable person. He was owning up to a lot of his bullshit in the past, and at least to me it seemed like he had shed his skin and was ready to turn over a new leaf in life.
I might not be the best fighter in the ring, but when it comes to a fighter in life, I know I win every single time. The other day, someone messaged me and he told me he wanted to I said, brother, you don't want to die. You want this version of you that's living to die. You want the current circumstances you're in to die. But you don't ever want to die. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. God always got you. Last year, I thought my life was over time and time again. I don't stop. I don't quit. Alhamdulillah.
And it's just perplexing to me because at times, Fousey can come off as very likable. I mean, this right here is someone who I can see people actually cheering for, wanting to kind of be in his corner. But then he turns around and just becomes an absolute egomaniac. And at that point, it's just more like a car crash. It's like, yes, you want to look away while you're driving by, but you just can't take your eyes off. Like, look at the contrast between that last clip and the way he's talking here.
Dog, there's a team behind me. I have handlers right now. I'm big. I'm big time. I'm bigger than social media now. I'm like real-time celebrity status. I have handlers.
And in this last clip right here that came out yesterday, Fousey actually gives us an update from the mental hospital.
Hey guys, I'm really upset because I was hoping you guys would interact with me on Discord. I'm here with Bassam. But you guys are being really weird, so forget about it. Just want to say hi. I miss y'all. I'm currently under, what's it called? This thing the cops put me under.
I have no idea.
I forgot the name of the act. When you can't leave a mental hospital until you get clearance.
It's not a nice act.
It's not a nice act. Can't leave the hospital until I get clearance from the police. So I've been here for 4 days now. They drug me up every day. Anytime I say something wrong, wallahi, they put a needle this big into my arm. But I love y'all. I made the 0.4 second shot. I got fouled out. That's all it is. I'll be back. Y'all know that. Season 2 on the way. We champions now. Let's get it. G7, baby.
Now, I just want to know, how long do you guys think this can truly go on before people stop caring about his various antics? It's also interesting to me that we now have these platforms like Kick and Rumble. They really do encourage degeneracy, and at this point people are out here being rewarded for acting like this. It really is just crazy to me how quickly things can change.
Yeah, by the way guys, speaking of Rumble, probably gonna end up making a Rumble stream. I'm saying just branch out like a tree, like boom 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 boom, like that, and then y'all can like find me like almost any platform. I'm gonna create a Discord. I might even go to Twitch. Like, I don't know. Oh. Had to stretch real quick. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, next video. YouTuber using his son's blood to age backwards.
But y'all let me know what you guys think about.
Alright, yo chat, I will be right back. I'm back. I had to get me a snack. Sweet and spicy chili Doritos. The best flavor of Doritos. The best flavor. Cheers. Delicious. Hold on a second. Testing some lighting stuff. That's good. Because this light I have, it's kind of bright. I'm not gonna cap. I think that's better. All right, y'all let me know on stream if it doesn't look good. All right. Next one. Next song. If y'all didn't know, next song was actually a song made by the baby. Make sure I got more. Chat, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I get water. I should throw my water bottle, chat. Let's go Wellesley Farms water. Wellesley Farms water. Where'd the second one go? Two bottles of water. Oh, look at this dude. He look old. Why dog look old and young at the same time? You know what I'm saying, chat? Let's get into this.
May 22nd, 2023, YouTuber Brian. On May 22nd, 2023, YouTuber Brian Johnson uploaded this video titled, "Will My Son's Blood Make Me Younger?" In the video, you learn about Brian's vision to do the world's first multi-generational plasma exchange. The logic is that the plasma from the young donor will help reverse the age of the older receiver. So Brian would donate his blood to his 70-year-old father and receive blood from his 17-year-old son to preserve their health. This is an invasive procedure and is still considered to be very experimental. Most people, when they first saw this, were envisioning some billionaire Satanist trying to achieve eternal life by sacrificing the youth. Every single media outlet you could think of posted an article conveying their thoughts about the man who is trying to age backwards. Now, there is no shortage of critics, but there is also a cult fan base supporting him. This blood transfer was not the only thing Brian was doing to reverse his age. In fact, it's only one very small part of the thousands of different routines and procedures he has implemented in his life, with the ultimate goal of don't die. Brian's whole life is built around not dying, but the reason why he is doing it is not what you are being told. Brian's de-aging journey is costing him upwards of $2 million per year. This is mere pennies to someone who sold their company for $800 million. Johnson's first entrepreneurial success came during his time at Brigham Young in 2003, where he would launch 3 startups, the first of which sold cell phones and service plans. Johnson hired college students as salesmen, and he kept a commission of roughly $300 on each sale, helping to pay his way through his education. Then after college, he started 2 other businesses, a VoIP company combining features of Skype and Vonage, and a $70 million real estate venture with his brother. After both of these businesses fell flat, Brian was approaching 30 with a child, a wife, and no money. He knew he was smart and hardworking, but he did not know what direction he should take his life. He was desperate to make any money, and the only job he could find was a 100% commission door-to-door sales gig, selling credit card processing to businesses. Despite Brian describing this job as painful, he noticed a huge opportunity. At the time, credit card companies were very unregulated. He knew if he could teach these business owners in depth how credit card transactions worked, and was honest with them, he could win their business. He became the top salesman at his company and used that model to form his own business. In 2007, at the age of 30, Johnson started Braintree, a credit card processing system during an era of the infancy of smartphones. Braintree was essentially a software that helped businesses like Uber accept credit card payments. It was kind of like an early version of Stripe or Square. By 2011, Braintree was processing more than $8 million in online credit card payments daily and processed more than $3 billion by the end of the year. 1 year later, Braintree acquired the startup Venmo for $26.2 million. Venmo was a social payments platform that allows people to share payments to their friends. It was the perfect acquisition because in 2013, PayPal acquired Braintree for
Yeah, it's kind of like it's another cash
for $800 million in cash. Brian went from being broke to set for life in just 6 years. He used this success to branch into venture capitalism with the OS Fund, or Operating System. Using $100 million of his own personal capital to invest in the various scientific fields such as molecular engineering, machine learning, synthetic biology, and nanotechnology. Companies like Ginkgo Bioworks or Verge Genomics made large strides in their respective fields thanks to his investments. In 2016, Johnson's interests in biosciences would continue to appear in his entrepreneurial work, investing $100 million into his new company, Kernel. Kernel develops studies and devices such as the Kernel Flow, assisting with and monitoring brain activity. As of 2019, Kernel is researching the underlying patterns of the brain, neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression, as well as links between the human brain and computer interfaces such as Facebook. As he learned more about the human body, he wanted to use his own as an experiment. And thus, Project Blueprint was born. Project Blueprint was created in October 2021 with the aim of turning back Johnson's biological clock, de-aging his body through radical experiments involving diet, exercise, medication, and the very detailed monitoring of his body processes and chemical levels by a team of over 30 doctors and health experts. This project is led by 29-year-old regenerative medicine physician Oliver Zolman. The sheer amount of detail Brian shares about this process on his website is staggering. Scrolling down this page, you will find the meals he eats, the hundreds of pills he takes, images and breakdowns of his liver health, images of his brain, lungs, intestines, biometric details that someone much smarter than me needs to analyze. I mean, there is so much personal information that Brian Johnson just puts on the internet, but the truth is, a lot of your personal information is being bought and sold regularly, which is why I'm here to tell you about today. I am giving out your M2 instead of having multiple management, identity theft, and more for one affordable app. It's really convenient. You can either let these data brokers keep profiting off your information, or you can go to aura.com/PatrickCC and start your 2-week free trial, which is also linked in the description. Thanks, Aura. However, it's on his YouTube channel where you can see exactly how meticulous his lifestyle is. He wakes up at precisely 5:30 a.m. and immediately jumps out of bed. He will then complete around 150 tasks, from applying over 10 face creams, to weighing himself, to meditating. His team is always testing new procedures and routines to optimize his daily routine. Brian will sometimes use a red light therapy hat in the morning to promote natural hair growth, or high-frequency electromagnetic stimulation for a strong core and increased nighttime erections. Exposure to light that emulates the sun is crucial to start his day, but he doesn't doesn't go out in the sun because that's too dangerous. He then begins his supplement protocol, taking upwards of 60 plus supplements like ashwagandha, EPA concentrate, and hyaluronic acid. His morning ritual also includes the Green Giant, a concoction including chlorella powder, amino complex, creatine, collagen peptides, cocoa flavanols, and cinnamon. Following this, Brian dives into his specially crafted workout routine designed for his de-aging protocol, which encompasses high-intensity training and basic exercises like pull-ups, chin-ups, and curls. After the workout, he enjoys his first meal of the day, the Super Veggie, consisting of pureed ingredients such as black lentils, broccoli, maitake mushrooms, garlic, and apple cider vinegar. An hour after breakfast, Brian has his daily nutty pudding, his most normal meal with assorted nuts, juice, and berries. 2 hours later, he returns to another variation of the Super Veggie and takes around 40 more pills. Then 1 hour later, he eats his final meal of the day, which varies. Given Brian's fasting window of 19 hours, he consumes all his daily meals within a 5-hour time frame. He consumes precisely 2,250 calories per day. Not a single calorie is wasted on something his body does not need. But the single most important factor of Brian's routine is his sleep. He will start by calming his nervous system with HRV therapy, which is a technique that synchronizes respiratory and heart rates, optimizing the heart rate variability by following an individualized breathing frequency pattern. Following this, he continues his nighttime skin and oral routine, which includes PM face wash and a peptide serum, along with regular flossing and teeth brushing. To ensure the perfect sleep environment, Brian's bedroom is entirely dark, equipped with 2 air to maintain peak air quality, and features a temperature to adjust the bed's temperature based on his body's sleeping stages. Recently, he shared on social media that he achieved 100% perfect sleep over the course of 1 month, which in simplest terms essentially means he is sleeping as deep as he possibly can for the longest amount of time possible. Brian also gets a full-body IPL treatment, or laser skin treatment, every week to remove collagen, blemishes, and wrinkles in his skin, which is why sometimes you will see his skin looking red and rash-like. Brian's entire life is dedicated to his blueprint. The only deviations to his routine are when he travels to do other podcasts and interviews. He spends a good amount of time creating content for his social media and working on his business Kernel, but most of his little free time is spent with his son Talmadge, who also eats the exact same food that Brian eats. Brian's lifestyle has been subject to a lot of criticism, claiming he is a narcissist who thinks he deserves to live forever. They say taking 100 pills per day is nowhere near healthy, and he is overcomplicating his lifestyle. But the most common critique is that he is doing all of this, but still just looks like an in-shape 45-year-old. The whole aging backwards thing is more of just a marketing campaign than a reality. Basically, Brian is monitoring his body in every small great detail you could imagine, then comparing those levels to people his age, just like every other doctor would, but with less detail. So when he says his heart is just as healthy as a 30-year-old, he might say his biological age is 30 and his chronological age is 45, when in reality he is just a very healthy 45-year-old. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Brian is not a Hollywood elite that steals the blood of the young for adrenochrome. However, he does like to lean into the psychopath character as a marketing tactic. Plus, he actually looks like Patrick Bateman. His thumbnails definitely evoke a creepy response, like this one that says, "Escape death with prayer hands." He often makes posts on Instagram that contain imagery of a supervillain, proof that I am an AI, even my tears are manufactured. Or on Twitter, he often attacks the idea of religion, revolt against any religion, philosophy, or cultural norm embracing death. You're going to die someday. Nothing can stop it. Jesus offers you true everlasting life. Believe in Jesus. Jesus has had 2,000 years and
Amen, Joel. Amen. Believe in Jesus. I ain't gonna take it no farther than that.
I've seen no evidence. I've done more in 2 years. Plus, I can have premarital sex. Brian's anti-religion attitude comes from him being born into Mormonism. He was told what to believe, what to say, and what to do from the moment he was born. He was never given a chance to believe anything for himself. His live forever prophecy goes against literally every religion, since they all have an interpretation of an afterlife.
Yes or no question, do you think it's possible for us in the short future to live forever?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Nobody has ever lived longer than 122 years old. It's very easy to say that Brian will not live forever, but this obsession with immortality is not new. The idea of extended or immortal life has been ingrained in human consciousness and present in all sorts of media through time as a storytelling trope or philosophical idea. It dates back all the way to the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest known work of fiction, with the central plot revolving around Gilgamesh's search for immortality. It's present in Greek myths, with Ganymede and Tithonus being granted everlasting life by the gods, with one remaining youthful in Olympus and the other growing eternally older. Dating back to the Dark Ages, it was an anti-Semitic idea that Jews would drink the blood of Christian children to stay young, and of course was a part of Bram Stoker's novel, Dracula, where vampires would drain the blood of their victims. In more recent history, many people draw comparisons to Orochimaru from Naruto, who attempted to take the soul of Sasuke in his quest for immortality, and The Simpsons, known for its eerie predictions, had a storyline involving Bart donating his blood to save a dying man. However, Brian's blood transfers are Karmazin's startup Ambrosia from 2016, which recruited 600 people over the age of 35 and infused them with blood plasma from younger donors. Brian in a creepy intro to one of his YouTube videos.
The science is actually pretty fascinating. Regular transfusions of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
Kazarin strongly believed in his blood transfer techniques. I'm not really in the camp of saying this will provide immortality, but I think it comes pretty close, essentially. However, he would never officially reveal the results of his study, and in 2019, the Ambrosia...
Move to the next video. Alright, let's go. YouTuber risks his life for important content.
For a lot of people, if they hear the word YouTuber, they immediately just let out a sigh or an eye roll. It's not exactly a career that everyone has a lot of respect for or is viewed all that positively by everybody, and it's not hard to understand why. The only profession with a more negative reputation than YouTubers is telemarketers, and it's pretty close. That's a tight squeeze there. Now, with millions of YouTubers on the platform, of course, there's obviously going to be some bad apples in the bunch, but that doesn't mean it's all rotten. And to prove it, I'd like to present to you a champion. This is a channel that I believe goes to infinity and beyond to deliver not only extremely high quality, entertaining content, but also extremely important work as well. It could make even the Grinch's heart grow 3 sizes, and also leave that little bastard terrified, cowering in fear, trembling in a corner if he has ever done anything shady or corrupt in his past. Because I swear, Friendly Jordies would get to the bottom of it and blast that ass on the big screen. Friendly Jordies is the channel we're going to be talking about today. It's run by a man named Jordan Shanks, or as many of you probably know him from the Wiki Alpha community, Jordan Sex Money Shanks. And he actually has an entire team of equally ripped immortal alpha deities that are all united by a single goal: to expose corruption in all of its forms and make a mockery out of evil people. That's not exactly the safest mission to embark on here. This is playing life on ultra nightmare mode, really, because he doesn't just go for low-hanging fruit. He targets some of the most nefarious, shady, corrupt organizations and people throughout all of Australia. And he does more than just Australia, but he is from the land down under, so a lot of his content and investigations have been focused on Australia, but has recently branched out into covering some of the most fucked up situations that even I've never heard of before, such as one of his most recent pieces of content called Paradise Bombed, where Jordies and his team covered a disgusting, tragic situation that unfortunately does involve bombing of completely innocent people. And in the very first frame of this video, this is one of Jordy's team members holding a bomb. Like a goddamn corn on the cob. He's just manhandling a bomb while talking about the situation that's going on. I highly recommend watching this video in particular. It's not only an extremely eye-opening story they cover and an extremely sad one, but it also shows you just how seriously they take all of their investigations and just how thorough they'll be. They fucking went to the place getting bombed. Like, that is beyond, like, so far above and beyond what other journalists do these days, it's laughable. This isn't the first time I've talked about Friendly Jordies. In fact, it's far from it. Many of you have probably already heard me go full gushing granny mode over this guy and his team's content plenty of times in the past. and it's because I have such a deep admiration for the risk he takes doing it. It's, without an exaggeration, a hefty price he could pay with his life. Many of you might remember 9 months ago, his house got firebombed by some of the people that he was investigating, allegedly. His house got firebombed, but not only that, his neighbor's house got firebombed because the goddamn turbo Illuminati Cronenbergian homunculi that were trying to hunt down and execute friendly Geordies couldn't quite figure out which of the two houses was Geordie's, so they ended up firebombing his neighbors, and then came back to try and finish the job by firebombing his house the following day. An actual attempt on his life. And you know how Geordie's responded to that firebomb?
How?
By making an absolute banger video following it up, going into all of the investigations and all of the potential culprits that could have been behind the firebomb attack. And that list is not short by any means. There is nothing but powerful heavy hitters on that list because of the investigations and reporting Friendly Geordies and his team do. And yet, even in the face of attempts on his life, he still keeps delivering extremely important reporting on all of these bad people. If that's not heroic journalism, then I really don't know what is. And another thing that's important to note is that he is constantly villainized, treated like a fucking demon by the media over there for some reason, even though what he's presenting is just immutable facts about awful people that most normal people are rallying behind him for and appreciative of. He and his team do great work, is the point I'm getting at, and appreciative of.
So basically, Jordy is doing all this great work, right? Then people are getting all up in his way to try to stop him from doing what he thinks is right. I get it. All right. Let's see. We'll do the sandwich thing. Get just one more video. All right. Delusional creepy guy. All right. Actually, just let's look at this first. You know what I'm saying? Keep it quick, keeping y'all entertained, chat. Y'all made it to this point in the stream. Go ahead and drop a follow. If y'all watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Like the stream, you know what I'm saying? Show your boys some love, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
You watch their games, but we don't have time because you guys talk too much.
Nobody. Okay, so if nobody else was starting but that, then what are we? I'm sorry, I hadn't been on TV in a while. I don't mean to take over nothing.
The day that we've all been waiting for, at least one of the dates we've all been waiting for those of us that have been following the saga, officially came and went. Skip Bayless's first undisputed show without Shannon Sharpe officially went live. And it was an unmitigated disaster. So we're gonna break it all down, man. Before we get to the content, we're still giving away Madden codes on my Instagram story and on my Snapchat. All you have to do to enter is follow me there. And now that we get all that out of the way, work.
Give away 2K. Oh shit.
On my Instagram story and on my Snapchat. All you have to do to enter is follow me there. And now that we get all that out of the way, work.
I'm about to say, bro. You give me 2K24 codes, bro. Get free 2K24. I'm be all over that, boy. I love basketball, dog. Not even on that. I ain't got nothing on my head, probably.
This is pretty much free money. We only need to correctly pick 2 squares to 3x our money on Prize Picks. And to celebrate the NFL season kicking off, Prize Picks is giving us a free square. All Dak Prescott needs is 1 passing yard in order to fulfill his square. So you combine that with Travis Kelce, who only needs 1 receiving touchdown, and in my opinion, this is a guaranteed win in our books. I don't care if you're the biggest Cowboy hater on earth, Dak Prescott will get 1 passing yard. And we all know Travis Kelce is definitely.
Nah, bro, what if he doesn't? What if he just throws it backwards, bro? and then he just gets like he gets knocked out for the rest of the game. Or that happens. Or like a screen pass, like he's right here, right? And he just passes to the left, like to here, not like forward, but like just to the side. But then there's so much defensive pressure in the receiver's face that he has to go all the way around behind the line of scrimmage. But then he gets stopped before he can cross back over the line of scrimmage. That would count as negative passing yards. And then the next play, Dak Prescott gets knocked out before he can get the football out.
Definitely going to get one receiving touchdown. If you haven't signed up for Prize Picks yet, you can match your initial deposit by using my promo code microphone when you sign up. That's promo code microphone when you sign up for Prize Picks, or just click on the link in the description down below. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1212. What's going on, everybody? A little bit over 2 months ago, Shannon Sharpe put Skip Bayless in a very tough situation, abruptly agreeing to a buyout with Fox Sports 1 and officially giving his 2 weeks notice, or for whenever the NBA Finals concluded. Upon the conclusion of the NBA
Skip and Shannon
Finals, Skip Bayless was on his own. He had no time to find a brand new partner. Of course, they teased brand new partners at first, people like LaShawn McCoy, which garnered a negative reception from most of the public, including from individuals like myself. Was the first person to be teased.
Yo, look at it. Look at bro lineup. Look at it. Look at his lineup.
Most of the public, including from individuals like myself, was the first.
They did bro dirty with that lineup. Look at that. And goes like, yeet.
Person to be teased. And as Shannon Sharpe was slowly teasing his return, Skip Bayless was cycling through potential candidate after potential candidate, asking for people like Charles Barkley before requesting Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman liked the idea because, to be honest, I think this could be the move that catapults Richard Sherman's career. But the thing about Richard Sherman is he only agreed to do about 100 shows with Skip Bayless. Bear in mind, at least my personal theory as to why Shannon Sharpe left to begin with was because he felt overworked. He had to wake up Monday through Friday at like 4 in the morning, do his morning routine, drive all the way to Fox Studios, grab a cup of coffee, and debate with Skip Bayless for the entirety of Undisputed. That's very tasking to do, especially when you have other interests. Shannon Sharpe engages in bodybuilding. I would know because we actually saw him on Saturday. My brother actually had the courage to congratulate him on his brand new move. And Shannon Sharpe said to him, and I quote, "Thanks, bruh." My brother would tell him, "Have a great day." And Shannon Sharpe would respond by saying, "Now you do the same." Yes, I know, breaking news. Nationally known sports analysts. They're just like us. Who would have thought? But on top of Shannon Sharpe's bodybuilding pursuits, what he does on day-to-day sports shows, and his own online podcast, Club Shay Shay, obviously, as he's getting older, he was feeling a little bit burnt out, and I feel like that's why he inevitably left. Shannon Sharpe would announce that he is joining The Volume in this clip.
Do you have good news for me? You're smiling.
I have great news for you. We're in business together, bro. I've decided to bring Club Shay Shay over and partner with you. When we first started, you said, hey, give me an opportunity, hear what everybody else has to say. And I listened to everybody, but I felt The Volume was the best place for me.
And in order to keep up nationally televised sports show appearances, he would appear on First Take twice a week. But what about Skip Bayless? Well, Skip Bayless decided that he wasn't only going to bring on Richard Sherman for 100 shows a year, he was also going to bring on Lil Wayne to debate him about sports each and every Friday, which, by the way, Lil Wayne made a brand new intro for Undisputed that I think is significantly better. I might be biased. I'll post it onto my X account, Twitter account, at Microphone NFL, because, well, we can't post it here for copyright reasons, but I think it's significantly better. A link to that's in the description down below. But as time would go on, Skip Bayless would announce additional partners, most recently agreeing to a deal to bring on Keyshawn Johnson the moment Keyshawn Johnson agreed to a buyout with ESPN, and Michael Irvin. Now, this is a great cast, in my opinion. And I said in my last video, considering the situation that Skip Bayless was placed in, this is a remarkable cast. Yes, it's a little bit heavy on the football side, although he is bringing in Rachel Nichols. I guess Rachel Nichols individuals is going to have more of a presence on the show as a result of that. I'm sure that if Shannon Sharpe was able to figure out how to debate with Skip Bayless about basketball, well, no, not really about basketball, about LeBron James each and every day, it shouldn't take Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, and Michael Irvin very long to do the same. But all in all, I felt like this was a great opportunity for Michael Irvin to become an even bigger superstar than he was on First Take, because I personally believe that Michael Irvin and Skip Bayless could have pulled down just them two. I felt like any of the individuals that Skip Bayless brought on was good enough for a one-on-one debate. Now, that's the key term here. They're good for one-on-one debates. That's not how the show went. The very first episode was introduced very similarly to how Skip Bayless introduced Shannon in 2016. Grab a box of tissues if you guys aren't ready for this reminder. Skip would introduce Shannon this way in 2016.
Thank Shannon Sharpe for joining me here on Undisputed. Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion, the greatest trash talker in NFL history. Good luck to you, my friend.
And he would introduce his new show very similarly, praising his brand new co-hosts.
Introduce my dream team. Super Bowl champion with the Seattle Seahawks, most famous member of the all-time great Legion of Boom. He won a Super Bowl with the Bucs in spite of John Gruden. As I've said many times, I believe this man was the greatest receiver ever.
And then eventually the show would begin and we would get our first signature Michael Irvin moment, which is something that I'll never get sick of. Maybe I'm a little biased because I do have a Michael Irvin signed jersey in my office that you can't really see. But I just love the energy that Michael Irvin brings.
How you gonna tell me that's the worst advice? I'm only one of the best to ever do it at playing that game. What I'm saying.
And we even got some gems. I mean, you really got to see each and every personality do what they were known for. Richard Sherman even showed us some of his signature smack talk when he trash talked the playmaker for the way he used to receive the football back when he was playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's advice I've ever heard for a receiver. Don't catch it with your hands, catch it with your body. When you talk about 12 decade interceptions.
So we got some great moments, particularly between Sherman and Irvin. But there's a huge problem throughout this entire episode. It was glaring. But there's a huge problem throughout this entire episode. It was glaring to everybody that was witnessing this episode, and it was a very ironic one to say the least. Do you remember back in January, when Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe didn't necessarily see eye to eye with one another following the Damar Hamlin incident? I'm sure at this point you guys have seen this clip 100 times, but I'm only going to show you one small part of it, and it was during Shannon Sharpe's opening monologue when he was apologizing for the fact that he missed the show after Skip Bayless's tweet about Damar Hamlin.
Anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my rarely, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
And then Skip Bayless did this.
I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Shannon Sharpe would get frustrated and even call out Skip Bayless for the fact that he can't get through an opening monologue without Skip interrupting him.
Not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
And well, the very first episode featured a lot of that. You would see over and over again Skip Bayless attempting to speak, but not being able to speak.
If Dak was to get injured, he's been injured in the past. And if Trey gets his shot, and if he continues, so if nobody else was starting but Dak, then what are we? I'm sorry, I hadn't been on TV in a while. I don't mean.
Oh, it'd be good just Keyshawn, Sherman, and Irvin. Whoa, Keyshawn, Sherman, and Irvin. I got bars too. Sorry, that was corny. Just them three. Yeah, just Keyshawn, Sherman, and Irvin be good.
To take over nothing.
And this is really interesting considering the fact that this was going down during a topic that Skip Bayless probably had a lot to talk about. Trey Lance getting traded to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, man, I told you guys in that video, the moment that happened, my jaw dropped. I left the gym mid-workout, sprinted home, sweaty as hell to record that video for you guys. I had to do retake after retake after retake because the videos were getting really freaking long. I had so much to say about the Trey Lance trade, and I was really excited about it. So Skip, being a Dallas Cowboy fan, probably had a lot to talk about for the Trey Lance trade, but ironically, he would consistently get cut off by his new co-hosts. And this is where you could say the show was officially a disaster. Because just like we would see with Shannon Sharp almost a year ago.
You gonna let me talk? Well, that's
if you'll stay on point on questions.
You never stay on point.
Okay, I'm about to stay on point.
Skip Bayless would hint how his co-hosts talk way too much. Watch.
You watch their games, but we don't have time because you guys talk too much. I did, yes, you talk too much.
So this is leading to a lot of people calling Skip Bayless the moderator of his own show, and clearly the show's format being an unmitigated disaster. Here's the thing. I didn't think that Undisputed was going to be like this. I feel like they tried this format in the first episode, and it looks like they didn't rehearse with one another at all whatsoever. You can tell that Michael Irvin and Keyshawn Johnson are just used to yelling and trying to speak over each other, because I feel like that's what ESPN would tell them to do. And you can tell Skip Bayless is very uncomfortable and unsettled in this environment. So it didn't get off to as good of a start as the Shannon Sharp era did with Skip Bayless in 2016. So what do I think the answer is here? Well, the answer is really simple. You can't have all four sitting at a table at once. It's gonna have to be a rotation, and you're gonna have to figure out when is appropriate to bring who onto the show. I feel like Keyshawn Johnson and Michael Irvin were added on way too late for them to even have an opportunity to discuss strategy with Skip Bayless. And I feel like in order for this to work out, you really gotta feature each and every one of these individuals one-on-one or maybe one-on-two, and eventually work to the point where all four of them are sitting down and discussing with one another. Because this was just chaotic. They were just yelling over each other. There's also this clip from Stephen A. Smith's podcast where he says that he's not intimidated of the competition at all whatsoever.
I don't give a shit about competition. I live for it. And as far as I'm concerned, let's get it on.
And following this debut episode, I can't really blame him. Do I think this is the end of Undisputed? No. I feel like they just got off to a really shaky start.
Quavo most expensive sandwich. And then I'm gonna wrap it up there.
Oh my God.
What's up? How's that barbecue chopped cheese in here? Yes, Quavo, may I help you today?
Yes, sir. Let me get a barbecue trap cheese the Aki way.
Sure! Fully loaded!
Huncho in the kitchen whipping.
Yeah.
Huncho. You know I keep the kitchen on me though.
I hear that. You already know.
First you got to go patty on the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then we gonna hit it with the peppers.
Yeah.
You gonna get dirty real quick. Then we chop it up, baby. Let's go.
Okay, Huncho. I'm gonna chop you.
Ah, my boy getting crazy with it. Yo, Quavo, what we do after we chop it up?
Come on now, you know we got to season it up.
Let's hit it with the pepper, baby.
Season that down.
Put a little more seasoning.
You know he said fully loaded, so we gotta hit the whole seasoning, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let me see how you do. Good work, brother, man.
The only way, the Aki way.
You heard that way.
The right way.
The only way.
That way.
Then we put the hash brown on the grill. Now what we gonna do?
We're gonna whip it up.
Let's go.
Bacon on the grill.
Then we hit it with the cheese.
Let's go, baby. I think we need a little bit more of that.
A little bit more of that. Yo.
Let's get it, baby. Once the cheese is melted, what we do? Jamaican patty.
Put it in the Jamaican patty.
Wagwan Gaza.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
He never put me on the shot cheese, Joe. He never put me on this, Joe. What's going on? He never put me on the shot cheese.
That's from Best Side, That's from my side. That's barbecue chopped cheese.
That's from this side. Ain't in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's barbecue
ain't got the chopped cheese in Brooklyn. Not the Aki way, though.
Yeah. We are in Brooklyn.
Oh, we in Brooklyn?
What we doing next? next.
Yo, when the bacon ready, slap it on the Jamaican patty.
Let's go, baby. I got you. Let's get it. Then we hit it with the spinners.
You know I gotta hit it with a dab of wrench.
Let's go, baby.
One dab of wrench, up.
Right here, top of the spinner, baby.
Right on the top.
Don't be cheap. Go ahead.
I'm saying I got to make sure the chips get right.
Don't worry, I'm gonna hook it up. I'm gonna fix it for
Look,
you.
it's a process when you put a dab of wrench on here. Now you got to delicately put it on there.
Your hair easy, baby. He's doing a little touchy right there.
It's snowing.
Hey,
It's snowing.
last and final, we hit it with the hash brown.
Hash.
After this right now, we stack it up. After we stack it up, now we put it on top of the paper. Now we wrap it up.
Wrapping it.
And the result is OMG.
Can't forget your bags.
Never, never, never. Now we serve it to the customer. Here you go, my brother.
Okay.
The only way. Sure.
Done hit?
Let me run away if he ain't like it. Let me run away.
Oh my God.
You motherfucker crazy.
What's up? How's that barbecue chopped cheese in there?
Yeah, on my mama.
On my mama?
Yeah.
On my mama. On my hub.
We finna see it. I just needed the Aki way.
Yo, Kramer, what do you think about the Aki way, man?
Man, best trap cheese in the city, man. Best trap cheese in the world. We gotta take it on the road.
Let's go, baby. Let me know.
Thank you, brother.
Much love to you, man. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, Quavo, dog. That's crazy. All right, Chad. I'm gonna cut it right here. Y'all made it this far to the end of the stream. Y'all go ahead and drop a follow. You want Kick? Drop a sub. Drop a sub if you're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's outgrowing the community. Feel me? I love y'all. All y'all. And be sure keep your ear to the, I don't know, like halls of YouTube, halls of Kick, stuff like that. And keep your eyes peeled, because I might start on Rumble next time. Just remember, I love y'all. Peace.